Hey folks, this is Jimmy on Paleo Mountain here in Vermont, and I found another giant axe, 20 pounds plus, made of quartz. You can move it around with one hand, but it's definitely a two-hander. It's a big, big axe. Someone, this is the notch where it would have been hafted on to a stick. Imagine carrying that around and swinging it. Right there is one of the bones we found here. It's all etched. I don't know if it's etched or if it was just scraped of its flesh. But you can see it's a handle for a weapon, I believe. A bone handle. Very rare to find. Speaking of weapons, this here is a weapon. It's a mace. It's got that blade on the end of it. You would have hafted that on top of a stick. It would have been like a mace. Granite disc. If you've ever listened to Jim Vieira's lectures, he talks about granite discs. And I think he's seen one or two of them, and he thought they were important or represented the sun. This one has a human face to it. And the bottom of it is polished flat where it sits. You pick it up, it's got that, whoa. It's got that strange skull shape to it. Cone head. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? This is a nice weapon. I think it's a weapon. It was put on top of a stick. It's 3 cats. 1, 2, the lion on the back. It's got the knot on it coming through the stone. And it looks like it would have been placed on top of a post. It's hard to tell. It's very big and heavy. Human face out of a nice piece of smoky quartz. I call that the pineal gland. It's right in the temporal area of the guy's face. He's got an owl with his talons around the pineal gland. And the left wing of the owl is over his eye. Stretched out over his eye. This is like a condor. The back of his head. This is the rattle of a rattlesnake, and the snake twists up and down. There's the head right there. The head of the owl is a rattlesnake's head. Strange, huh? This guy, that's my gold stone. There's gold in it. If you turn it, there's faces on the other side. It's got an inlaid gold eye. A little melted piece of gold. I found a few of them. In fact, the buffalo has it. Good example of it. Inlaid golden eye. Have you ever seen that before? This stone, this weird point here. This stone, no, not this stone, but they were taken out of the wall itself, inside chambers in the wall. This was found right at the beginning of the wall where the well is, in the natural spring. This is a knife, really nice knife, but Think about this. This is a knife, okay? You probably would have hafted it onto a stick. It's a beautiful thing. Why would you create it to hold so much symmetry and balance? A knife blade to where it would stand up. Create such a beautiful thing. I mean, everything they did had this purpose to it. They had natural geometry in their minds, this sacred geometry, and everything was important. There's a serpent head, and serpent heads have this V, upside down V, with this little line coming up out of it. That's what's on there. And this stone, which is a white quartz, represents a sheep. It has that same shape. It's like the beginning of the serpent's mouth right there, the opening. The tongue would come out. It's that same symbol though. I thought that was odd. Big quartz crystal. These are very powerful stones. They will heal you. When I started this adventure looking at these stones, and the stones trusted me to tell their story, I was taking horrible, massive seizures. My life wasn't worth much. I lost it a few times due to real bad seizures. I don't have them anymore. I take no medications. I use stones. It's a miracle. My seizures went away. My mind cleared up. All from the power of the crystals. And I wasn't a believer. I am now. I sure am now. And this little stone I found in a tree root out back a couple years ago. And it just had that face in it. And it's also a serpent head. It's definitely a serpent head. And it has the face. And it's a beautiful stone. I sleep with it at night. Power of the serpent. Magical crystals from Vermont can heal you. I believe that. And that's one giant axe. Thank you for joining me here on Paleo Mountain, where the stones are beings with voices. Thank you, folks. Have a good, happy New Year.